Seja com quem for, a minha vida.
You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now, here is Irving.
From three-point shooting, it does help to have LeBron, doesn't it?
It does. That is effective. And so it's Cleveland with it. We've played just over a minute here in the first. Shumpert with the steal. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Irving leading the charge.
And, you know, for the Cavs at home, they ended with 31 wins there. Second best record in the East in that regard. A lot of those wins actually came after the All-Star break.
Smith hits them both.
And how about the Cavs last season? 18 straight home wins for them. Third longest home win streak in their history. And that home winning streak helped them jump from the middle of the playoff pack to the 2 seed.
Shot clock at 6. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Kicks it out to James. Thompson sets the pick for James. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the set...
The rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
That's straight up Showtime stuff right there, baby. Major highlight reel material.
Now Smith following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Here's LeBron. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. 6 points for LeBron. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. On the wing, Irving. Thompson, a screen on Irving. have an conference affair lined up for you today as the Cleveland Cavaliers come in for this one. We're live from Portland, where the Trailblazers have home court advantage. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron and Thompson are up front. Kyrie Irving is out there with Iman Shumpert. And it's Smith in the small forward position. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22.
Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of the game.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
Irving kicks to LeBron. It's stolen by Aminu. And there's the pass to McCollum. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
And right out of the gates, they are locked and loaded. 3 straight scores early.
You talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Shumpert dishes to Irving. Back to Shumpert. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. The 3 from McCollum. Knocks it loose. And stolen by James. And Shumpert slams it in.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Here's Aminu. The fadeaway J off the mark. Inside. Smith. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Here's Aminu. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
Seems every season, Clark, you hear the same thing. Portland Trailblazers had to deal with some tough injuries.
Kevin, it appears as though it might actually be a curse. I don't like to use that word, but the history of this team and injuries is as unique as any in the league. Last year, no different.
And here's McCollum for 3. And he gets the bucket. McCollum's got 5 points so far. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Trailblazers.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
And with the Blazers and injuries, even when they fought through pain, guys weren't at 100%. Aldridge wasn't quite the same with his hand injuries.
And he gets it to go.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
They play the clock right, then go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
And losing Matthews for the season was huge too, guys. I mean, every team goes through injury woes and bumps during the course of the season, but the Blazers just seem to be, at least in the last half dozen years or so, hit very hard every year. Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clock, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
Davis, the pass to Harkless. Now here's McCollum. And Portland again with the bucket.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. It's the Trailblazers. They're up by 8. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports.
Forcing a lot of turnovers with those quick hands.
Yeah, those active hands, Greg, have produced a number of steals early. They've been very aggressive.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron and Thompson are up front. Amon Shepard is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Smith in at the 3 side.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
And Lillard kicks to Vonleh. LeBron with the block. And it's slammed in by Plumlee. The Cavaliers trail by 9. Irving dishes to LeBron. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 4 assists in the game.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
It's Henderson on the wing. Uncovered. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
A drive by Shumpert. Thompson misses.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And the basket by Lillard. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And they double up James. To the paint. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Kyrie Irving.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
They grabbed their own miss. Plumlee. And he bangs it home with one hand.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yeah, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
Here's Irving, finished off the break. And now just a 5-point Trailblazer lead.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Definitely. 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists.
Conley kicks to Anderson. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have built that jam. I mean, just beautiful.
You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
I tell you what, guys, I don't care what the score is. That's the play we're going to remember when this game is over.
The Trailblazers have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. As magical as the 2014 playoffs were for the Blazers, remember they beat Houston in that first round, that great shot by Lillard late to win it and move on. 2015, not as much. You know, Greg, they drew a very tough Memphis team, as you recall, in the first round.
Yeah, you often talk about styles making fights. Very similar in this series. They would go on to drop the first 3 games before being bounced, but still a good showing for a team that struggled mightily down the stretch with injuries. And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Yeah, that's a good observation on your part, Greg. Fewer free throw attempts for them this quarter. And the danger is they can't afford to get too comfortable out there because they've got the lead. Otherwise, it might start to get away from them. And, you know, just as you said, Portland didn't have enough to get by the Grizzlies in the first round. Ended up losing in 5 after taking 1 game, and that was game 4. Just had a hard time breaking down the Memphis defense.
Leonard, he's checked in for Portland. Here's McCollum. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Irving, and another miss by Cleveland.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
He got it! Wow! He got it!
My goodness!
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Trailblazers lead by 3. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the 3rd. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, he was in attack mode from the word go. Came out very aggressively in that first half.
Take a look at his shot chart. It looks like the ink spilled right at the rim. No reason for him to settle for anything less.
Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum.
Out of these buckets right now, Kevin, that's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Portland was just fantastic at home last season. We expect that, though, of this team, Greg. 32-9. It was packed each game.
And Kevin, of that 32-win mark, how about that was the 4th best in the entire league. You don't win your division without winning at home, and Portland definitely took care of business.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Outside jumper. Irving attacking to the paint. It'll go. The Portland lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Thompson.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Plumlee, he's checked in for Myers-Leonard. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Here's Aminu. Great D that time from James. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Irving. And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. LeBron passes to Thompson. That's a 2 from Lillard. That one wide left.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Shumpert against Lillard. Plumlee with a screen on Shumpert. And stolen by James. And here we go. Shumpert running it up the court. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup. Give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Ed Davis is checked in for Aminu. Harkless comes in for Gerald Henderson. And it's Alan Crabb in for Lillard.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Trailblazers leading by 4. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
Vonleh's checked in for Plumlee. They set the pick. McCollum dishes to Vonleh. Good D by Thompson.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him. It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. 4-on-3 break. Here's Shumpert. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line. Well, I tell you what, it was a really strong year for the Cavs. 53 wins for them, good for the 6th best mark in team history. A lot of those wins also came against the West, making it even more impressive.
Cavs were very strong against the West. 18-12 record for them overall, second only to the Hawks in the East.
And they really turned it on against the West from mid-January on. How about going 14-1 in the West in their last 15 matchups, and that included a 10-game win streak against the West.
Irving attacking. That's good. Irving's got 6 points in the quarter.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
The Cavaliers have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. That free throw, no good. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. The Trailblazers shooting at 48% from the floor, looking good. Crab, good. Crab's got 5 points so far.
No need to rush here. They can play for one shot.
Yeah, and I think the way you do it, you're patient as you indicated, and wait until about the 5-second mark before you get into your play.
A nice shot by Irving.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
And stolen by James. It's all. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Well, Cleveland shooting a tremendous 61% from the floor, hitting at all cylinders. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron and Thompson are up front. Kyrie Irving is out there with Iman Shumpert. And it's Smith in at the small forward. And Lillard throws it down.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And here's McCollum for 3. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
The defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time.
And, you know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes make some adjustments.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. He told them to stick with what's worked to this point, saying, listen, they're giving us all the space we need inside. Let's take advantage of it. Keep working the ball inside the paint.
And, guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting them get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
My goodness, how about the degree of difficulty on that shot?
When you're hot, you're hot. And he is absolutely scorching.
Here's Lillard. This is to Aminu. And Lillard kicks to Aminu. Back to Lillard. From the stripe. That's short off the rim. The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Good. Shumpert's got it all tied up now for Cleveland.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Got a piece of it. Stolen by Henderson. Feeds to Aminu. Breaks it off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 2. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Trailblazers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
And it's good. And it's a 4-point Portland lead.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
And finished off by Leonard.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
The drive by LeBron. Fry, good. Now just a 2-point Portland lead.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Here's Aminu. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going.
And that one's good by Henderson. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
It's the home of the Cavaliers here in Cleveland, Ohio, as we bring you an interconference match here at the Quicken Loans Arena. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So for the Clippers right now, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Johnson in at the small forward position. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. Los Angeles on D.
And the Clippers not known for being an outside shooting team, but they take a large amount of deep mid-range twos as well as their fair share of threes.
And here is Los Angeles now. Outside Jordan. On the wing, Johnson. And a miss there on the triple. Now Cleveland moving it up. Smith's running. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
It's as if the defense just let him go.
He'll thank them for that because he got a chance to perform a little razzle-dazzle on that one.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. James outside. All alone. And Thompson kicks to Shumpert. That's out of bounds to the Cavaliers as Cleveland retains possession. First quarter, just over a minute played. The drive by James. The pump fake kept the D off balance and gave him room.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Pass to Griffin. To the middle. He's looking for Jordan and finds him. Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs. Swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Good on the second free throw.
No denying it, injuries were a big part of the storyline in the Cavs postseason. Fortunately, LeBron James was otherworldly after the first round. Took care of the Bulls, then went on to sweep the Hawks to get back to the finals.
Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second goal. For the Clippers, it's been a slow start here. It's a 5-point game. Griffin against James. That drops.
And for the Cavs last season, their toughest test would be in the finals against the Warriors. Like every other team, they just couldn't handle the Warriors for a full series. A great run to the finals, and surely they'll want to return there this season.
Here's Redick following the basket by Blake Griffin. Redick dishes to Jordan. Clock at 6. Paul for 3. The Clippers keep it alive. Cavaliers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And Thompson kicks to Smith. From outside, off the mark. Clippers trail by 3. Paul for 3. Again, the miss by Paul. And here are the Cavaliers. That's good.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Griffin passes to Jordan. Puts up the baby hook. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
Rivers with it. Guarded now by Irving. Green dishes to Griffin. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
From deep, LeBron. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them. Down low. Shumpert with the steal. Inside. Here's Smith. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark.
Green with a screen for Rivers. He feeds it to Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Crawford. Here's Griffin. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Irving kicks to Shumpert. Shoots it up. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Cavaliers lead by 3. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
So for the Clippers right now, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Luke Mbamute out there with Johnson. And it's Aldridge in at the 5, down low. They get it again. Cleveland leading by 3. LeBron with a screen on Paul. Irving passes to LeBron. There's the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. Passes to Johnson. They set the pick. Fires from the wing. Paul can't get that one to fall.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations. Really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
DeAndre Jordan's checked in for the Clippers. And it's Paul penetrating. It's stolen by Smith. Irving kicks to LeBron. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. Thinking about Doc Rivers being a leader, he was like that on the floor, Clark, as well. You know that. You went against him.
A leader and a winner, no doubt about it. And there have been a lot of coaches that came from his old Celtics team. And of all of them, perhaps the least surprising is Doc Rivers for the reasons we just mentioned. Leader and coach on the floor.
Channing Frye's checked in for Cleveland. And then for the Clippers, Griffin comes in for Mbamute. And it's Crawford in for Wesley Johnson. Now here's LeBron. Outside Irving. From the baseline. James, no good.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And stolen by James. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Shumpert dishes to Smith. Back to Shumpert. Feeds it to Irving. 6 to shoot. Here's Frye. And they'll keep possession. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Irving's got the lead up to 7 now for the Cavs. Paul outside. Pass to Redick from about 16. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
You know what? That's a shot that great players can make. And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Clippers trail by 7. Paul passes to Redick. Kicks it out to Crawford. It's good from long range.
Quarter 3, really the easiest and shortest one on the court. And if there's no defender there, he's almost automatic.
LeBron dishes to Irving. It's deflected. Crawford with the steal. On up the court. Griffin kicks to Crawford. They get it back.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
So, for the Clippers, Jeff Green. He's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Pierce comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Rivers in for Paul. Here's Griffin. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. 3-on-3. 46 seconds left to play here in the half. There's Crawford with the 3. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crawford. Cole Aldridge. He's checked in for Blake Griffin.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
And guys, the Clippers last year, they were okay against the Eastern Conference, but not spectacular. You would have thought that with how well they were overall, they would have just really feasted on the East.
The Cavaliers have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Irving passes to Shumpert. Back to Irving. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Irving's got 6 points in the quarter.
and started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Rivers kicks to Aldrich. It's Crawford on the wing. It's stolen by Smith. And here we go. Shumpert running it up the court. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Shumpert. And now a 6-point Cavalier lead.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
And that does it for the first half of play. Cavaliers ahead, up 6. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Cavaliers.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
Channing Frye out there with LeBron James. Then there's Iman Shumpert. Then it's Smith. And it's Irving at the point guard. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. 6 on the shot clock. LeBron dishes to Irving. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. LeBron's got his 4th assist in this one.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. Goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning. Oof, that is a tough shot.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Irving kicks to LeBron. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger Clark right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
That's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And Bahamute's checked in for the Clippers. Here's Jordan. And Shumpert pulls it down. Shumpert's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Well, as rough as the Cavs might have started the season, Clark, they were all at peace near the end. Things turned around certainly after the All-Star break. Had their amazing playoff run, great momentum, and that confidence showed every game they played.
Really did, and I thought the big 3 found a way to come together nicely and smooth out the rough spots. Truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir. Irving kicks to Shumpert. Trying to find Irving. He's got it now. Back to Shumpert. Irving drives in. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Irving's got 4 this quarter.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
And there's the feed to Frye. Back to Irving. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
The drive by James. And the shot no good, a bit short. Clippers trail by 5. Green inside the three-point line. Green missing again.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
LeBron kicks to Irving. Back to LeBron. And the foul called on Jamal Crawford. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
1:21 left in the third quarter of the game.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Rivers with it. He's picked up by Irving. And stolen by Fry. Now Cleveland moving it up. Here's Smith. The dish now to Shumpert. Misses from short range. Clippers trail by 5. And then Rivers with the dunk.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun. Well, I'll tell you what, it was a really strong year for the Cavs. 53 wins for them, good for the 6th best mark in team history. A lot of those wins also came against the West, making it even more impressive.
Irving. No good. The Clippers go the other way with it. And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game. And the Clippers making a switch here. Griffin's checked in. Rivers passes to Green. They double him with James. Green dishes to Griffin. Shoots. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Irving kicks to James. From deep. And another miss by Cleveland. It'll count. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Cavaliers lead by 2. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Griffin is out there with Luke Mbamute. And it's Johnson in at the 3, the small forward. The pass to Mbamute. Paul outside. Griffin kicks to Johnson. And there's the 3-second violation.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
LeBron passes to Fry. Deflects the pass. Griffin with the steal. And Mbamute kicks to Johnson. LeBron with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Mbamute. Johnson for 3. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's his first foul. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. There's a screen. Paul against Irving. And Fry slams it in.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
It's stolen by Johnson. Tries again. And slam dunk by Jordan.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent him, GA, from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to one or two plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays.
And Wesley Johnson with the slam.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. With the game still up for grabs, he simply told his guys, we're right there. Stay focused, execute, and get it done. Kevin, let's see how it plays out.
Thanks, Doris. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Thompson's checked in.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Paul can't get it to go.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing. On that possession, they were all over him on the perimeter.
And now here's...
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
Griffin dishes to Paul to take the lead. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. It's LeBron with the drive. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
Yeah, beautiful play on the interior. They're just using the height advantage to lay the ball up and in when they really needed that basket.
Jordan the screen. Paul with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. Just 5 to shoot. It's stolen by Smith. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
Oh, that certainly could be costly. In a close one, those kinds of mistakes can really give the other team momentum.
LA's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Down low. Here's Griffin. And again, it's the Clippers missing. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the ball.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there. Dead on target.
Redick for 3. And it's LeBron James with the rebound.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're up by 4. There's a minute left in the fourth. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Clippers. Jamal Crawford. There's a minute left to play here in the fourth. Here's Thompson. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. And the Cavaliers lead by 6.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor.
We've got basketball action at Quicken Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. The home of the Cavaliers, live on 2K Sports. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Westbrook the point with Waiters at the 2. Durant and Ibaka playing at the 4 and 5. And it's Morrow in at the 3 spot. And Durant gets it to go.
You know, and Billy Donovan, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were able to pull him away from the college game last season, signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoffs.
Westbrook passes to Durant. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Durant's got 5. Irving kicks to James, and they double him up with LeBron. Cleveland moving the ball around. Outside Irving. Back to James. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Durant kicks to Morrow. Pass to Westbrook. Screen by Ibaka. Waiters on the wing. Good on the triple. Waiters got his first 3 points of the game.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Westbrook dishes to Durant. Again, Durant missing. We know Oklahoma City has the stars, the big names, the offensive flair. But, you know, Greg, this team, and you appreciate this, is a very tough defensive group.
Yeah, I think they've matured in that area. In the past, that wasn't always true. But last year, the Thunder really hung their hat on their defense. Top 10 in opponents' field goal percentage.
Here's Westbrook. J.R. Smith making his last shot. There's the dish to Ibaka. Waiters passes to Morrow. And the 3 off target. Stolen by Durant. That doesn't go either for Durant.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
James. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
you know, when you look at the Thunder and their defense, it starts with the length they have on the perimeter. It also helps to have rim protectors backing them up on any drive.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there.
And a final note on the Thunder defense. A lot of it is a mentality. They have guys that aren't scared to challenge shots. And they're a solid group that knows how to play tough team defense.
Nice shot by Foy.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
To the middle. It's tipped. And oh, here we go. Foy's got it. The fast break chance. Cantor trying to free himself up. And that one's good. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the Thunder?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Now, here is Foy after LeBron James's miss. Clock at 6. Foy with it. He's picked up by James. Singler, no good. The Cavaliers trailing. Irving kicks to Shumpert. And finished off by LeBron.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Now, here is Foy. Guarded by Shumpert. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. Here's Smith. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Here's Foy. There's a screen. Cantor kicks to Roberson. To the wing on the left. With 1 on the clock. And at the end of 1, both teams putting up some points. Cavaliers lead by 2. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Cleveland. LeBron and Thompson are up front. Iman Shumpert is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Smith in at the small forward.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Waiters, he's checked in for Oklahoma City.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a really strong year for the Cavs. 53 wins for them, good for the 6th best mark in team history. A lot of those wins also came against the West, making it even more impressive.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
And they're starting to heat up is what they're doing. They're on fire. I mean, that's what they need to climb back into this game.
Cavs were very strong against the West. 18-12 record for them overall, second only to the Hawks in the East.
And they really turned it on against the West from mid-January on. How about going 14-1 in the West in their last 15 matchups, and that included a 10-game win streak against the West.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
Shumpert dishes to Smith. Irving attacking. Shot clock at 5. And it's Smith missing.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
And, Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's foul number 2 for him. LeBron outside. Westbrook with the steal.
That was clearly a forced pass. There was no room for him to make it.
Outside Durant. Westbrook against Smith. Off the pick. And Ibaka slams it in.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
Cannot be happy with how things have gone during this run. I think it's a good decision to take a break.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he had to do something. They're getting buffaloed and beat up. He couldn't let that continue. He had to call the timeout there.
Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. The drive by James. And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the Talk about putting something extra on him. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Westbrook passes to Durant. Oh, and here comes Smith all alone. Kyle Singler comes in for Anthony Morrow. And it's Foy in for Dion Waiters. On the wing, Singler. Back to Durant. Singler with a screen on LeBron. Durant with it. He's picked up by LeBron. Clock is at 3. Pass to Westbrook. Offensive rebound. A 3-ball. And it's Durant, that time on the assist from Enes Kanter. 12 points for Kevin Durant. Irving kicks to Fry. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth, here we go.
Smith, no good.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Irving against Westbrook. To the paint. Durant, that's good.
Assist from
Durant's got 9 points in the quarter.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Adams, he's checked in for the Thunder. Andre Robertson comes in for Russell Westbrook. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Kevin Love's checked in for Cleveland. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Now, here is Foy. D right on him. And it's Singler in the corner. Tries a 3. Here's Kanter. Robertson dishes to Foy. Deep 2 from Singler. And again, it's Oklahoma City. Outside Irving. And the shot falls short this time. And with It's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first. Third quarter starting here now. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
You know, and as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
Guys, we saw some amazing dunks from him. I can't imagine he'll be able to top those in these last two quarters, but I'd love to see him try.
So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook the point with Waiters at the 2, Durant and Ibaka playing at the 4 and 5. And it's Morrow in at the small forward. Oh, trying for it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. They get a hand on it. Here's Smith. Waiters grabs the miss.
Oh, nice play on D. Got that hand in the face and prevented him there from getting an easy look.
Exactly. Alert and aware. Really reacted quickly to that shot attempt.
Westbrook passes to Waiters. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. Well, it was a season last year of heartbreak and change for the Thunder, narrowly missing the playoffs as the Pelicans beat them out for that 8th position.
Yeah, and they were teetering back and forth on that 8th spot for most of the year. Ultimately, they just couldn't hold on to that final playoff spot.
Irving kicks to Fry. Back to Irving. Cleveland moving the ball around. Stolen by Westbrook. Beautiful jam.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Outside for Durant. And stolen by Fry. Fast break, here they come. Here's Irving. The shot no good. Good D by Westbrook.
Boy, a sluggish, muddy start to the second half. Still scoreless.
From deep, Morrow. It's rebounded by Cleveland. And now the fast break, Irving with the ball. And it's LeBron missing.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Durant with a screen on Smith. Down low. Up off the screen. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
What a passing display he has put on here tonight.
Yeah, he's spoiling us, Greg. I mean, there's just another fantastic dime drop right there. That one certainly should make the highlight reel. The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Well, you look back on the Thunder last season, and the theme was injury. Too many injuries to the bulk of their core.
And, you know, the big three, Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka, all missed significant time. Only Westbrook of those 3 was able to finish the season.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Robertson's checked in. Westbrook can't get it to go. The Cavaliers trail by 9. The drive by James. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. 18 points for LeBron.
And listen, those injuries really did the Thunder in. I mean, at no time during the season did they ever really get a chance to gel and play any stretch of games with their entire roster.
And that one's good. Durant.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
It's LeBron with the drive. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
And he's been the key for their offense with the way he shot the basketball.
Yeah, he's most certainly not the reason they're in the hole. I mean, his percentage has been outstanding.
Durant against LeBron. And then Durant with the dunk.
Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
That's tomorrow. He dishes it to Westbrook. Drills the three-pointer.
It's time to get away. It's time to get away from you. It's time to get away. It's time to get away from you. You brought a lot of money, but me, I'm catching tidy tummy. You make me sleep. I try and try, and I start to be sensible. You know what I mean? And so it's time to get away. It's time to get away from you. And next time we'll talk it over. Static. And me, I would like it automatic. Oh, what did you think would happen next? Oh, what could it ever be? So it's time to get away. It's time to get away from you. Next time, let's talk about it. Or maybe start again. Shocked to think I used to pity you.
The land of mission control, Houston, Texas, where the Rockets are ready to engage in an interconference showdown. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron and Thompson are up front. Amon Shumpert is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Smith in at the small forward. And he gets it to go. Beverly's got the game going with his first points of the game for the Rockets. Back to James. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs. Swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Houston shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
No denying it, injuries were a big part of the storyline in the Cavs postseason. Fortunately, LeBron James was otherworldly after the first round. Took care of the Bulls, then went on to sweep the Hawks to get back to the finals.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
It's Harden with the drive. Ariza outside. Pass to Howard. Houston moving the ball around. And the jam by Harden.
Boy, he wanted everybody in the building to know who threw that one down.
Hanging on the rim is, I guess, one way to do it.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, you want to make sure you don't get teed up from a situation like that.
Now here's LeBron. Back to Irving. Shot clock at 5. Rebounded by Howard.
And for the Cavs last season, their toughest test would be in the finals against the Warriors. Like every other team, they just couldn't handle the Warriors for a full series. A great run to the finals, and surely they'll want to return there this season.
Dishes to Shumpert. Beverly against Irving. Here's Shumpert. Kicks it out to James. Beyond the arc. No luck. And it's Houston the other way. Here's Ariza. The shot will not go. Good work defensively by Smith. Irving drives in. James outside. To the middle. Here's Thompson. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounce ability.
Modiunas a screen on Irving. Beverly the pass to Harden. He kicks it to Modiunas. Fires from deep. Thompson with the rebound. Cavaliers trailing. Irving kicks to LeBron. On the wing, Shumpert. Back to James. Stolen by Harden. And it's the Rockets on the break. LeBron with the block. And Thompson kicks to Shumpert. Right side, Irving. And it's all evened up. Irving's got his first points of the game.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always.
Yeah, and you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. 1:10 left in the first quarter. Terry outside. On the wing, Brewer. Covered by Smith. Kicks to McDaniels. Shot clock at 5. Shoots it up. But they'll get another chance. And the pass to Brewer. Goes back up. Capella kicks to McDaniels. It's Terry outside. Good D by Irving. The Cavaliers have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And Shumpert slams it in.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Here's Capella. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
The Cavaliers leading. Now, here is Irving. The dish to Shumpert. Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
Excellent hustle, and you know the coach has to be pleased with that effort at the defensive end.
Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Modiunas and Howard the post pair. And it's Beverly in the point guard position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it, the fast break chance. That drops. Smith's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for Cleveland. Offensive rebound. Howard. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Cleveland.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up. Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
You have to love the ball movement.
Here's Beverly. It's deflected. Here's Shumpert. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Nice buckets there. I mean, they are playing really, really smart basketball.
IQ basketball, smartphone basketball, whatever you want to call it. Even though the lead's not that large, they're still in charge right now.
It's Harden with the drive. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one. Wow, that is a strong move there to go in for the dunk.
And I like the job the defense did to not let him have it. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
The Cavaliers shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
And, Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. Here is Harden. 8 points for him. Clock at 4. Tries from 16. Harden missing again. The Cavaliers leading by 6. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
And there's the whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Houston making a switch here. Beasley's checked in. LeBron dishes to Irving. Back to LeBron. Inside. They get the rebound. Nice hit again. The Cavaliers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Free throw good, LeBron.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Capella's checked in. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. Daniels is checked in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. Now, here's Brewer. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Capella. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.